you. How you doing today? I heard a brother give a testimony. Powerful. I mean, he was talking about how God came through at the time of need. I think he has 5 or 6 children. He was struggling to put food on his table. And he got a job last minute. I mean, and he got this money. He was able to provide for his family. You hear these testimonies all the time. And it's a work of how God is acting in people's lives. And I think there's a problem sometimes, and there's something wrong when that has to happen, because you're testing God. And then the pastor goes and says, my brother, that's a powerful testimony. You see how God is working in people's lives? You know what I say to that pastor? That's what I say to you. Because it shouldn't have to be God being tested. I know this brother. I know he gives money to your church. And if he's in need, it shouldn't have to be him begging God on his knees to provide. It should come from those around him. If I knew he was in need, of course I would provide without a shadow of a doubt. He should be able to come to your church, pastor, and say, hey, I need food on my table. I'm struggling. And you should be able to cut him a check because you know he's been paying for years. But no, here you are, all pretty with your suit on the stage, giving a silly, giving an affirmation. That's a powerful testimony. You see how God works? Well, how about how you work? You're supposed to work. Let God work through you and you provide for them. It's a shame if there's a person giving a tithe, which is a false doctrine anyway, to your church, and then they're struggling to put food on their table. And when they need food, they should be able to come to anybody in the church, a point of contact, who is able to say, here, you need food, we'll buy it for you. We have a pantry, we have something for you. But not him begging God on his knees. You're testing God. Why? Why you let him test God like that, pastor? That's a shame of you and your church. These people are involved in your church. They work hard, their own labor, and they have skills that you would normally pay for. So when the church has something break down, what does he do? He comes and fixes it. Like he's doing it for God, right? But when he's struggling to put food on his table, pastor, you should be able to write that check for him. And say, here's some food, man. I'm going to go grocery shopping for you. Come on. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to hear testimonies like that. That shouldn't have to happen. You shouldn't have to test God like that. God, please provide food. I'm about to starve. I got my 6 kids and we're hungry. It should be a phone call away. You should instill that confidence within your church members, especially those who've been there for years. Hey, I got to call brother so-and-so. I need some food. That's the way it should be. But you're a sad-looking pastor when you're going up there. You think it's cute. Everyone is looking at you like, wow, that's a good testimony. God came through. Everybody sitting there should have came through. Everyone should have get, you know what, make a collection for him. Not a collection to send it up to headquarters. That building's paid for. What building fund? The bills are paid. If I got to feed this brother and get rid of 10 chairs, then I'll get rid of them. If I got to sell a speaker in the church system to feed him, then that's what I'll do. That's pathetic. Come on, pastor. If you're that type of pastor, you shouldn't want to hear those type of testimonies in your church. That God fed so-and-so at the last minute, right before he died, you know? Some silly thing like that. No. If the member has been going to your church and has been providing his skills, his services, his time, with his family, doing the wife is always doing the child daycare, and he's always doing the little men's group, tithing, teaching, bringing people, helping. But when he's in need, he's got to go beg God. Come on, he shouldn't have to test God like that. If you're that pastor, that's a shame of you to have a member like that in your church and you're smiling about it and saying, yo, God came through. You should have came through, pastor. That's sad. Instill in your members the love and the kindness for one another and stop having them come to church on Sunday and then leave and do nothing else and no communication amongst them. Instill this family in your church, pastor. God bless you. Don't ever forget that what Jesus Christ did is enough.